Hello everybody, welcome back to 10 Minute Reviews. Jason here bringing you today's video. As always guys, please hit those like and subscribe buttons. We've got a ton of content that we come out with. We're trying to review as many books as possible. Also, don't forget to check the links down below for links to today's book, any other applicable links. This is our Discord channel, and anything else we can think of. Please check it out through the links. One of our fans asked us to set ourselves up with the Amazon affiliates so we could use the traffic through those links. Otherwise, once again, thank you everybody for joining us, and I'm going to go ahead and get right into today's video. So for today, I want to talk about the Immortals Guide to Supervillainy 3 by M.E. Thorne. Now, before I get into it, thank you to my patrons. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Please email me on that site. I want to start a little book club amongst you guys. So email me, get the discussion going so we can figure out the book, when we're going to start, and go from there. So this is book 3 of a series that I have talked about in the past. I've talked about the first 2 books, talked about this author. So I'm not going to do the usual 4 categories. I'm just going to talk about the books. It might be a shorter review as well. This is within one of the genres that I enjoy, the supervillain genre, or the superpowered superhero genre. Although I read a lot of genres, if you guys have noticed: fantasy, superhero, mystery, urban fantasy, thriller, western, or I pretty much read it all. But this one is a lot of fun. It is a harem-lit type of novel. We return to our regularly scheduled. We return to our main character, Dr. Undying, Frederick Tripp, Dr. Frederick Tripp, I think. But Dr. Undying, that much I do know. And he has an interesting superpower. He is immortal. He's been around for centuries. There are a few other immortals within this world, and they have their own little dynamic as they butt heads, ally, and round we go. And this time around, we have Dr. Undying once again having to team up with the UN and their own super-powered investigative agency and their main former hero that he's already teamed up with many times before. This time they're pursuing a bad guy, the big bad, the evil, that apparently has his virus that he had used that led to him going to prison for something like 60 years. And he cannot have this. The thing that I find interesting, that I find cool about this particular series, is that what they consider a supervillain, at least what Dr. Undying considers a supervillain, comes a lot closer to being an anti-hero than anything else. To him, a true superhero is someone that is actually trying to make the world a better place. A true supervillain, rather. A real supervillain is someone that is actually trying to make the world a better place and willing to do it regardless of whatever laws that might be in place to prevent them from doing it. To him, the ones that are out there going for world domination or trying to steal diamonds or whatever, he's not above stealing. He's not above any of that stuff. He's more than willing to do it. In fact, does do it. But for the most part, he believes that it is his duty, in a way, to make the world, at least his species, which in his case he considers that to be the superpowered species, make the world a better place, or make his species better, improve their lot in life, or improve them as a species. Whereas, he looks at superheroes as simply virtue signalers that aren't actually doing anything. They're not actually accomplishing anything except trying to get eyes on them and hey, look at me kind of thing. And in a lot of ways he's right. If you kind of look at other superhero type of genres, even comic books, you do see they're just spinning their wheels. They're just kind of going in circles and not really doing anything, versus this time around where we've got a character that is willing to make the world a better place. And that's the problem. His original crime that sent him to prison revolved around this virus, this mind control virus, but that was actually a smokescreen. It was basically a false flag operation that hid his true purpose, which was increasing the number of superpowered people out there to make superpowers more normal and more socially accepted, which he feels he has accomplished. And therefore, if this virus, if that knowledge actually gets out, someone might find a way to counteract it. Right now, they just believe that it's normal, it's natural, that humanity has just continued to evolve into more superpowered people, or a higher percentage of them. Whereas in reality, this comes from Dr. Undying and what he did to make it happen. And he does not want that to get out, and he's willing to do anything to make that get out. I'm not going to get into too much more in this because I would start having to reveal spoilers, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting, the world that Emmy Thorne is continuing to build. This is not some great high fiction. This is a fun read. It's a fun read, fun little harem-lit read, and the adult sections don't overpower the book. There are a few more than I would prefer, but they don't overpower the book. It's still a fantastic book. My actual real only knock on this book is Dr. Undying's power. Now, he talks about magic and how he knows that there's some way to unify magic and science, a grand unified theory. I mean, at this point now we're looking at a grand unified theory as being more than just physics related, but actually dealing with magic as well. But he believes that there is a way to reconcile the two together. Now, Dr. Undying's particular brand of immortality to me makes absolutely zero sense. No sense whatsoever. When he dies, he just it just reappears right next to where he was, which, okay, that would be fine. That would be okay. It's some form of regeneration mixed with teleportation, maybe, I guess. I don't know. And yet, his power also seems, and this part doesn't make sense to me, also seems to encompass his equipment and whatever he's wearing. So if he goes into battle with his body armor and somehow gets a laser through the head, he just reappears with his armor. And just keeps going from there. And that part doesn't make sense to me. Theoretically, he should just reappear naked. But aside from that, overall, it's a fantastic book. It's a lot of fun. You guys should check it out for sure. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We will catch you guys next time. Bye now.